The stolen shuttle shuddered as it broke through the atmosphere of Kepler 442b, its hull groaning under the stress. Jason gripped the controls with white knuckles, his heart hammering against his ribs. Behind him, through the viewport, he could see the massive Zalthari warship, the Crimson Meridian, descending like a predator stalking wounded prey. "Damn it," he muttered, yanking the control stick hard to starboard. The shuttle wasn't built for atmospheric combat. It was a glorified cargo hauler, and he'd stolen it 3 cycles ago from the very ship now hunting him. The comm system crackled to life. "Human Jason." The voice was unmistakable, melodic yet commanding, with that distinctive harmonic undertone that all Zalthari possessed. "Captain Zaraketh, you cannot outrun us. Power down your vessel and prepare to be boarded." Jason's jaw clenched. He'd spent 6 months aboard the Crimson Meridian as part of the Human Zalthari Cultural Exchange Program. 6 months working alongside Zaraketh, learning her language, sharing meals in the officers' mess, discussing philosophy and warfare and the vast mysteries of the cosmos. 6 months of her violet eyes watching him with an intensity that made his stomach flip, and then he'd run. "Not happening, Captain," he replied, his voice rough. "Find another human to study." "This is not about study. You know this." The shuttle lurched as a tractor beam latched onto it. Jason cursed, slamming his fist against the console. Within minutes, the Crimson Meridian had dragged his vessel into its hangar bay like a parent retrieving a wayward child. Jason stood in the shuttle's airlock, hands raised, as Zalthari warriors surrounded him. Their 4 arms held plasma rifles with unsettling steadiness, their scaled skin shimmering in the hangar's blue lighting. But Jason's eyes were fixed on the figure striding through their ranks. Captain Zaraketh was tall, nearly 7 feet, with skin the color of deep ocean water and intricate bioluminescent patterns that pulsed along her arms and neck. Her eyes, those striking violet eyes, locked onto him with an expression he couldn't quite read. "Detain him," she ordered. Gently. The warriors escorted Jason through familiar corridors, past the observation deck where he'd spent countless nights watching nebulae drift by, past the training rooms where Zaraketh had taught him Zalthari combat techniques. Every step felt like walking through a life he'd tried to leave behind. They brought him to her private quarters. Zaraketh dismissed the guards with a wave of her upper right hand. The door sealed behind them with a soft hiss, leaving Jason alone with her in the spacious chamber. Holographic star charts floated in the air, casting ethereal light across the angular Zalthari furniture. "Sit," she commanded. Jason remained standing. "I'd rather not." It was not a request. Something in her tone made him comply. He sank onto one of the low benches, and Zaraketh positioned herself across from him. All 4 arms folded in what he'd learned was a gesture of serious contemplation. For a long moment, neither spoke. "What?" Zaraketh finally asked. "Why did you run from me, Jason?" He looked away, focusing on a holographic rendering of the Andromeda Galaxy rotating slowly in the corner. "You wouldn't understand. Try me. It's..." He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. "It's complicated. Uncomplicated." Jason laughed bitterly. "You want honesty, Captain? Fine. I ran because I was scared." Zaraketh's bioluminescent patterns flickered, surprise. "You? The human who faced down a Kreth hunting pack unarmed? Who spacewalked to repair our hull during a meteor storm? You were scared, terrified," Jason admitted. "But not of danger. Not of dying." He met her eyes. "I was scared of staying. I do not understand." "No, you don't." Jason stood, pacing the length of her quarters. In human culture, when you spend time with someone, when you share your thoughts and your hopes and your fears with them, when you trust them with your life and they trust you with theirs, something happens. Something we can't always control. Zaraketh's patterns shifted to a deeper blue, confusion mixed with something else. "What happens?" "We develop feelings. Attachments." He stopped pacing, turned to face her. "I couldn't stay because every day aboard this ship, every conversation with you, every moment watching you command your crew with such brilliance and compassion, I was falling for you, Zaraketh. And that's impossible." The captain's 4 eyes widened. Her patterns exploded into a cascade of colors Jason had never seen before. Purples and golds and silvers dancing across her skin like auroras. "You think this is unique to humans?" she asked softly. "You think your species alone experiences this connection?" Jason froze. What? Zaraketh rose, her full height imposing yet somehow vulnerable. Why do you think I pursued you across 3-star systems, Jason? Why do you think I commanded my entire fleet to track one stolen shuttle? She took a step closer. In Zalthari culture, we do not speak of such things easily. Our emotions run deeper than our oceans, hidden beneath honor and duty. But I have been compromised since the day you first smiled at me in the hangar bay. You feel? Everything, Zaraketh whispered. I feel everything when you are near. And your absence has been like missing a limb I never knew I had. Jason's breath caught. All this time, he'd assumed his feelings were one-sided, that the cultural gulf between them was too vast. He'd run to protect himself from inevitable heartbreak. I'm an idiot, he said. Yes, Zaraketh agreed. But her patterns shimmered with what he now recognized as amusement. But you are my idiot, if you choose to be. She extended her lower right hand, a gesture of offering, of invitation. Jason took it, her scaled skin warm against his palm. I choose to stay. Good, Zaraketh said, pulling him closer. Because I was running out of star systems to chase you through. As their foreheads touched, a gesture of intimacy he'd taught her from human culture. Jason realized that sometimes the bravest thing wasn't running away from fear, that it was running toward love, even across the stars. The end.